Hi everyone and welcome to 11th episode of Locker Room Talks, where we discuss some interesting NHL news and events. And today we're going to discuss NHL Draft and some rumors about the players. So we're going to start with the draft, and this draft was so interesting. And I think in next 10 years we'll talk about this draft like about one of the best drafts we've ever seen, because we have so much talent in that draft. And even if we look through top 10, almost every player have a chance to be a star player, to be a franchise player for their team in like next seasons. So top 3 was obvious. Carlson, Fantilli and Connor Bedard. There was no choice for those teams who did choose in top 3. And obviously number 1 is Connor Bedard. I'm not gonna say a lot of things about him. I just want to say that he's slightly overrated, overhyped, but I think he really will be a great player, and he will be a franchise player for the next generation of the players. There will be players of the Chicago Blackhawks. But that's not my point. My point is, PK Subban said interesting thing that everybody comparing Connor Bedard to Connor McDavid, but if we look at Connor McDavid, he plays at unreal speed. Real. He really has unreal speed, and we are not speaking about his speed of feet, speed of skating. With this speed of skating, you are getting speed of mind, speed of reading games, and that's why it's hard to play against Connor McDavid. But Connor Bedard, he's not that fast. You can be slow as a playmaker because you don't need to move fast. You have to think fast. And when you think fast, you can read game faster than everybody, so you can do something interesting in passes. Connor Bedard is not a passer. He's a sniper. And when you are a sniper, you have to be fast, because if you're not fast, they will block you. They will cover you. So that's what Subban said. Connor Bedard is special. He's talent, but he's not that fast. I think that's gonna be more easy to play against Connor Bedard. But I hope that Connor will, surprise us, because I want to see the Blackhawks at the top once again. But we'll see. We can't say anything about it right as of right now, because Connor Bedard, he didn't play in NHL, so we don't know how the league will welcome him, because there are a lot of checkers in this league who can just slap him, hit him, and I don't want to, but after one of those hits, his career can be ended for real. We saw. So, as the number 2 in this draft, we have Leo Carlson. And in my opinion, Ducks really made a mistake, because Adam Fantilli is the guy who I think is better than Leo Carlson. Even though Carlson is younger, slightly younger if I'm not mistaken, Adam Fantilli is the guy who I would choose even number 1. I know that Connor Bedard is number 1 in this draft, and no one even thought about him not being number 1. But listen, Adam Fantilli is the guy who has a lot of experience. He is really young, as young as Bedard, as young as Carlson. Slightly difference, a little difference. And Fantilli is the guy who you can build a team around right now. Right now, just right now. You really think that Leo Carlson or Connor Bedard will be a first player in their teams? I mean, the star player in their teams? No. Leo Carlson will be a star in like 5 years, maybe, in my opinion, because the Ducks have their youngsters like Zegras, and Carlson just won't have a room for his talents in this team, in my opinion. If we speak about Adam Fantilli, I guess, number 3 And this is the steal of the draft, in my opinion, because Adam Fantilli is the greatest guy who you can ever try to build your team around. Because Fantilli is young, but he has a lot of experience. He's strong. He's really strong. If we look at Carlson, if we look at Connor Bedard, they are weak. They are, little guys. They're not that huge. I know Adam Fantilli is also not that huge, but Adam Fantilli is the guy who can fight along the boards, and we saw that. My point is, Adam Fantilli is the best guy as of right now, but in next 5-10 years, maybe Connor Bedard or Leo Carlson will be better. So in my opinion, Ducks are the biggest losers of this draft because they choose Leo Carlson instead of Adam Fantilli. And at the same time, Blue Jackets are the best winners in this draft because they choose Fantilli. They really had a chance to choose him. And I know that if the Ducks did choose Fantilli, so Leo Carlson would go to the Jackets. But even as of right now, can you really think about Leo Carlson playing with the Jackets? No, because Ducks really did their choice, and that's slightly incorrect choice in my opinion. So also I wanted to speak about Russian players because Matvei Michkov is not number one. That really surprised me, and I don't understand how Coyotes really did choose Dmitry Simashev. Because I watch KHL. Simashev didn't even play in KHL because he can't, fight for the position in the league. He plays in KHL, and in my opinion, he's not deserving to be top 6. He's not deserving to be top 10 in this draft. And all of the experts say that Simashev will be like 15th, 11th, something like that. But we see that he's number 6, and even he was surprised. He was really surprised if you saw this video. So then about Matvei Michkov. Michkov is 7th. And in my opinion, just look at the teams that were higher than Flyers. Coyotes, Canadiens, Sharks. Then we don't look at the first 3. So, Sharks, Canadiens, and Coyotes. In this list, no team is better than the Flyers. Maybe Canadiens slightly better, but GM of Canadiens said that he has his deal in Russia with the SKA, and that's why they didn't choose him. This deal really did put him lower this draft. So I think, as for Matvei, he really wanted to go to the Caps, and the Caps wanted him to go to them. That's obvious. Michkov is lucky that he was chosen by Flyers, because if he was chosen by the Caps, his career would be so trash, in my opinion. Because that's not next Ovi. That's not next Ovi. You can't build a team around Matvei Michkov. He's so weak. He can't do anything that Ovi can do. That's my point. Michkov is not next to Ovechkin. That's it. So, as the next topic, I wanted to talk about some rumors about the players. And a lot of players changed teams. A lot of players really without the teams as of right now. So, as the first trade that I wanted to speak about, Riley Smith to Penguins. Just because the Knights wanted to save Ivan Barbashov. I don't get it. Because, you can trade someone less valuable to save the Barbashov in your team. I don't know why. And I think, as of some next rumors about Noah Hannifin can go to the Penguins, I think Dubas is really making great moves, but Hannifin, Smith, and all of the other players, you can't feed them in your salary cap, so you will have to do something with the other players, trade or some extensions maybe. So I think that Dubas is doing really great, but he has he has not this space to move like that, so he'll do something later. So about the Hannifin, Noah Hannifin can be traded to the Penguins, and yesterday I thought about who we can get for the Hannifin. And I thought about Dumoulin, Peterson, even Jeff Petrie, maybe Marino, but I don't want any defender. As a Flames fan, I don't want any defender. I want a player that can be a top six at the offense, but at the time he can be like slightly as penalty killer or something like that. Someone like Yegor Sharangovich, because this trade really got me so happy for like 2 days. Toffoli is traded to the New Jersey Devils, and Flames got Igor Sharangovich. I'm so happy about it because I don't like Toffoli, and even though his last season was really great, he was not great as a player. If we speak about the points, yeah, the season of Tyler Toffoli was really great. As a player, Toffoli was not that good. And I watched every game, and I can tell you that the Tyler Toffoli as a player, he's not that good because, he shots too much. He could really shot behind the net, from any place, just to shoot. That's why I don't like him. He's not a team player. And also, I was so surprised about his wish to leave the team, because Hannifin and even Elias Lindholm, I can understand, because those two guys are so long in this team, like at least 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. They was in with the Flames. They have a right to do it because they ask gently. They gently ask for a trade. Like, if you not trade us, that's alright. We'll play one more season and then we'll leave. Maybe we'll resign if something will change, but we'll leave as of right now if you let us to do that. Then Tyler Toffoli, who was like leader of locker room. He was really one of the best guys in mental state this season. And then after Sutter was fired, he just immediately, I want trade and no other scenarios. I want trade as of right now. That really surprised me. And as I thought that Toffoli is a trash player, and now this situation only proved that Tyler Toffoli is a trash player, and he won't live long in Carolina with the Hurricanes, because Hurricanes, I don't know why did they want to trade for him. Hurricanes have a lot of players to shoot the puck, so they have to, they have to have another passer. Tyler Toffoli is not a passer, and he will play like in the second line with the Hurricanes for what? This season was the last season when Tyler Toffoli made something more than 50 points. Mark my words, Tyler Toffoli won't make 50 points again in his whole career. That's my point. Toffoli is a flop. That's all I gotta say. And Flames won this trade because Sharangovich is the guy who's young, who can play in every position, literally every position. He can be left wing, right wing, he can be a center, he can play at penalty kill, he can play at power play. So I can tell you that Yegor Sharangovich will be a top 6 for the Flames, and I'm so happy about it. I'm so happy about it because new GM is really working. He drafted great players, in my opinion. Even Hnozik is a great player. We'll see. And then I wanted to speak about some extensions with Blake Wheeler and Matt Duchene. So, Blake Wheeler is not a Jet no more. So Blake Wheeler will try to find his new team, and I don't know why Jets really had to do this, because Blake Wheeler is the guy who I really thought was like the key guy in this Jets team, and they decided to do a contract redemption. So I don't know why. And also Matt Duchene, because, I'm so excited where those guys will end up, because I want Duchene as a Flame, but I don't really think that we have that cap space. But Lucic left, yeah. Milan Lucic left Flames. He'll sign with Boston, and I'm happy for him, because he really deserving to end his career with the Bruins, because he won the cup with them, and he was really the part of that Bruins team. So that's all I wanted to discuss with y'all. Thank you for listening. Hear you soon.